Hey, welcome to Rust Revival Garage. My name is Tim. It's time for me to finally finish my rewiring project. Got everything done, but now I need to test it. So yeah, a little nervous about doing this, but I gotta plug a battery in and see if all of the stuff that I did works. First, I gotta put my starter in, so let's get to it. So I've got to get the starter in order to be able to test my wiring. One of the things I forgot to do was include this hanger when I drop the engine back in. Pontiac 350 has this that hangs off of the back motor mount bolt, drops down, and then the starter fits in this little sort of piece right here. Helps support the weight of the starter, so I've got to put that in now. And there's the back of the motor mount. That's where I've got to put this hanger. So I just need to squeeze under here and get to that bolt. Hopefully the engine doesn't drop. That's my concern. All right, it's moving freely, so I don't think that the motor's going to drop. And I'll be able to pop that hanger. All right, I'll get this in, then we'll see about hanging that starter. Let's see, starter is right about there. So yeah, I need to be able to let it hang down a little bit. So maybe right here. Okay, so I've got my battery cable cut. I've got this set up so I can basically bent it so I can move it so it goes straight into the starter. And I just need to use these to clamp it on. Same thing with my starter wire. I've got that cut, and I just need to get a terminal on there. So I'm going to use this one to connect the purple wire, the 919 wire, to the S part of the starter. So there's this that has an R on it. This side has the S on it, right here. So I'm going to connect this so that it attaches the purple wire right in there. My big red wire will go right on here. So I just need to crawl under there. Also, I'm going to make sure that I've got these sleeves to go over, and then I will use a heat gun to shrink wrap those up a little bit and make sure that they're protected from the weather. All right, so I got my terminals on, just need to heat shrink those up. Okay, one of the things I didn't think about was I probably should charge this up. Haven't really run the car too much. Since I bought the battery, I really haven't ran it too much. So I kind of want to see where it's at, see if I can do this with... It's at about 12.13. So that's not bad, but I think what I'm going to do is just charge this up for a little while, just get some juice in there, make sure it's at peak form when I test everything out. All right, so I got my battery cable all in here nice and tight, starter cable all in here. Gonna go ahead and connect up here to the solenoid. Kind of sitting on a box temporarily to keep it up, and then I can go ahead and slide that up. All right, so that's on there nice and tight. Let's get the starter up in there. All right, and I finally got my heat shield from DEI pulled down, and that should give me some good coverage as I run it along the engine, and we'll tighten it down once I've got it all the way up in there. One thing I will say, if you've got a Pontiac, use both shims if it came with shims. Rarely seen any Pontiac that did not have shims for some reason. So I'm going with the same two that dropped out when I put it in, or when I took it out the first time. All right, I'll get the starter all set up. Battery cable pulled tight. Should be good down here. All right, so I've got my positive battery cable here. Just need to clamp the cable back down to the frame. I've got a little spot right here that keeps it nice and tight so it doesn't get caught up in the belts or the power steering. The other thing I want to do is make sure I've got a good ground, and I just realized this is kind of loose. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up. Alright, so my ground is tight. Okay, I think it is time to add the battery down in here and see what happens. My biggest concern for me is I have no sense of smell. I haven't had it for 30 years, not COVID or anything like that. I just have no sense of smell. So yeah, my worry is that something starts burning and I don't detect it. But I can at least look for smoke. So that's pretty much going to be my best bet to make sure I don't burn my car down. Actually, I just kind of realized the best thing that I should probably do is follow my own advice, which is read the book. So I kind of want to go down through, check out the final steps, make sure I have everything connected, make sure everything is tight. Like I said, I didn't realize that negative cable wasn't properly tightened on there. So I'm going to kind of read through here real quick, and then I will get the battery on there. There we go. Let's get our positive on. Always do the positive and then the negative. Okay, I had to go out and get another terminal for the positive. This one was just too small. You can see I had to bend it out just to try to get it on there. And this one's not much bigger, but I think it'll be big enough. I'll go ahead and get that on here, and then I can put that on. All right, I've got my positive cable pretty well set in there. And now it's time for me to hook up the negative. This is where I'm concerned. Like I said, can't smell, but I can at least look around, see if I hear anything or spot anything. Let me know if you guys see any smoke. But here goes nothing. I guess I better get my fire extinguisher ready. All right, so here it goes. A little bit of sparking. Definitely saw a spark over there. Pretty tight on there. Don't see anything smoking. Don't hear anything. No key is in there yet. I still have the ignition off. My key's ready to go. But yeah, I definitely saw a spark from here, which is the fuse. Hopefully that fuse is okay and I didn't screw something up. But as far as I know, everything was connected. Hopefully that fuse didn't blow. All right. So nothing seems to be wrong. The front headlights, wiring, all that is looking okay. Rear's okay. Dash is okay. So I guess maybe let's try the key in there. All right, I've got the key turned on. See if my headlights work. They do not. All right. So, dome light. Nope. Maybe that's not tight. All right, so I've got that tight, that tight. Let's try our headlights again. No taillights, no brake lights. Nothing on back here. I know I've got it tight enough for a ground in here. This is tight. But like I said, I did see a spark over here, and I'm wondering if maybe I blew this fuse. Huh. I guess I'll check that fuse. Okay, so this fuse blew. I did see a spark when I first hooked it up, and this popped. And probably can't see it, but it is kind of exploded all up in there. So I've done something wrong. I'm gonna have to go through and check all the grounds, see if there's anything I missed. But yeah, this is DOA pretty much. So that's gonna do it for this video. Kind of optimistically believed that this was gonna just be perfect and the lights would turn on and everything would work and all would be good to go, but there's a problem. And I pretty much followed the book page by page, chapter by chapter, section by section, and something is wrong. So it's going to take me a while to sort through all of this, but thank you very much for watching. Leave me comments down below if you think there's something happened that I did not get right or I missed. But yeah, I'll be back and hopefully I'll have solved the problem and I can get this right again. I may even reach out to Painless to figure out, they may say, oh, you probably did this. And so I'll check with them. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.